Right now, without thinking about it, you're wearing clothes. And underneath those clothes, your skin is almost completely bare. No fur, no thick coat, no natural insulation of any kind. Just skin. And if you think about that for a second, it's genuinely strange, because every other primate on Earth kept their body hair. Chimpanzees have it. Gorillas have it. Orangutans have it. Every one of our closest evolutionary relatives is covered. And yet somewhere along the line, humans lost almost all of it. The question is why? And the answer isn't what you think. It didn't happen because we started wearing clothes. It didn't happen because we moved to warmer climates. What actually drove humans to lose their body hair is one of the most consequential accidents in evolutionary history. And it changed everything about what humans became. Let's start with what most people assume. The common explanation is simple. Humans moved into warmer environments, body hair became unnecessary, and evolution gradually removed it. Logical. Tidy. Almost entirely wrong. Because here's the problem with that explanation. Losing body hair in a warm environment doesn't actually help you. Not immediately. Not in the way evolution requires. Hair provides shade. It blocks direct UV radiation. It protects skin from abrasion and insect bites. Removing it creates more problems than it solves unless something else is happening at the same time. Something that makes bare skin not just tolerable but actively advantageous. And that something is the real story. In the late 1980s, a biological anthropologist named Peter Wheeler published a series of papers that changed how scientists think about human hair loss entirely. His argument was this: early hominins weren't just sitting in warm environments, they were running in them, long distance, in the middle of the day, when every other predator and prey animal in the African savanna was resting in shade. This matters enormously, because running generates heat, massive amounts of it. And heat is one of the most dangerous threats a mammal can face. Your brain, specifically, is extraordinarily sensitive to temperature. A rise of just a few degrees in core brain temperature causes cognitive failure, seizures, and death. For an animal whose survival increasingly depended on intelligence and coordinated hunting, overheating wasn't just uncomfortable. It was catastrophic. So evolution faced a problem. How do you keep a running, thinking, hunting hominin cool enough to survive? The answer it landed on was radical. Sweat. Humans are the sweatiest animal on Earth, by a significant margin. We have between 2 and 5 million sweat glands distributed across our bodies. Most mammals have far fewer, concentrated in specific areas. Humans sweat everywhere, constantly, and in enormous volumes. And sweating works through evaporation. The moisture on your skin pulls heat away from your body as it evaporates into the air. It is one of the most efficient cooling systems in biology. But here's the critical part. Sweat only works efficiently on bare skin. Body hair traps moisture. It prevents evaporation. It holds heat close to the skin instead of releasing it. For a sweating animal trying to cool down while running, body hair is not insulation. It is a liability. It actively works against the cooling system. So here's what Wheeler's research suggested. Humans didn't lose body hair because they got warm. They lost body hair because they started running. The cooling system and the hair loss evolved together, each one making the other more effective. More sweat glands meant bare skin was more useful. Bare skin meant sweat glands became more powerful. The two changes locked together in a feedback loop that ran for hundreds of thousands of years. And the result was something no other animal on Earth had. A body built to run in the heat of the day, for hours, without overheating. While every lion rested, while every antelope stopped to cool down, early humans could keep moving. They could pursue prey across distances and timescales that no other predator could match. Not because they were faster, because they were cooler. Anthropologists call this persistence hunting, and there is compelling evidence that early humans used it extensively. You don't need to outrun your prey. You just need to keep moving while it can't. Chase an animal long enough in midday heat, and it overheats before you do. Its legs give out. It stops. And then you walk up to it. The bare skin didn't just help humans survive. It made humans into the most effective endurance hunters the planet had ever seen. But losing body hair created a new problem. One that had consequences reaching far beyond hunting. Bare skin is vulnerable. to UV radiation, to cold nights, to parasites, to abrasion. The same skin that made humans extraordinary hunters made them fragile in entirely new ways. And that vulnerability drove several of the most important developments in human history simultaneously. Darker skin pigmentation evolved rapidly in populations near the equator, protecting against UV radiation damage. The need for warmth at night accelerated the use of fire as shelter rather than just a tool. And eventually, the need to protect bare skin pushed humans toward clothing, shelters, and the kind of technological problem-solving that defines our species. The hair loss didn't just change how humans hunted. It created a cascade of vulnerabilities that forced human ingenuity to respond. Every response built something new. Every solution created new complexity. The bare skin started a chain reaction that is still running today. So here's the full picture. Somewhere around 1.6 million years ago, as early hominins began hunting in the open heat of the African savanna, body hair became a problem. It trapped heat. It slowed the cooling system. And evolution, with brutal efficiency, began removing it. Not because warmth made it unnecessary, but because running made it dangerous. The bare skin that feels so ordinary to you right now was one of the most transformative biological changes in the history of our species. It made humans cooler, faster, and more dangerous than anything else on the savanna. And the vulnerabilities it created forced us to think, adapt, and build in ways no other animal ever had to. You didn't lose your fur by accident. You lost it because your ancestors ran until everything else stopped. And that single biological change set in motion almost everything that followed. If this changed how you think about your own body, subscribe to Wired Ancient. Every week, we go back to where human behavior actually started. The answer is always older and stranger than you expect.